What is going on, guys? This is Aiden coming at you with some Dark Souls. I've been pretty sick in the last couple of days, and it's kind of made me want some comfort, so I'm going back to a very comfortable game that I love very much. Sorry about my voice quality for the first few videos of this series, but I realized that my channel doesn't actually have any full Dark Souls playthroughs on it at all. And so instead of trying to do any sort of challenge run or anything like that that might bore me after a while, I'm actually just going to do a normal playthrough. I don't really care what my guy looks like. Give him some neat hair or something. I actually don't have anything as long as my hair in this one, so I guess I'll just go with like the ponytail, I guess. And then give it like a... let's do a silver. There we go.
In the age of ancients, the world was unformed, shrouded by fog. A land of grey crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire, and with fire came disparity. Heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark. Then from the dark they came and found the souls of lords within the flame. Nito, the first of the dead. The Witch of Izalith and her daughters of Chaos. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, and his faithful knights. And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. With the strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Gwyn's mighty bullets peeled apart their stone skins. The witches weaved great firestorms. Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease. And Seath, the Scaleless, betrayed his own, and the dragons were no more. Thus began the Age of Fire. But soon the flames will fade, and only dark will remain. Even now, there are only embers. And man sees not light, but only endless nights. And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark side. Yes, indeed. The dark sign brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world.
Alright. So I'm not actually sure.
Is your fate.
Forgot about that line. So I'm not actually sure if I have DS Fix installed right now. Judging from the amount of ambient occlusion, I'd say it probably is installed. The videos for this will be in 30 frames per second because that's what this game is played in generally. There are 60 FPS mods, but it actually fucks up with a lot of the engine mechanics because the Havoc engine in this iteration is actually very frame rate focused. So things like the amount of invulnerability frames you have and the amount of parry frames you have are based on a 30 FPS frame cap. So you'd only have like half the time to do anything in a 60 FPS, or at least that's how I understand it. There we go. Get my fast roll on. So I'm not subjecting myself to any particular limitations in this run, build-wise or anything like that. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to try to be a little story-focused. You know, I may screw up and skip the odd cutscene here or there just out of habit. But I'm trying to keep it generally story-focused. And I believe I'm going to do all the bosses. Definitely going to do the Artorias DLC. You can see the Asylum Demon up there. Yeah, this is definitely my favorite game of all time is Dark Souls. Still fast rolling, right? Yep, good. Did he drop his bow? Sometimes he does. Alright. Let's go trigger this.
Oh, you. You're no hollow. Thank goodness. I'm done for.
Only partially.
I'll die soon, then lose my sanity. I wish to ask something of you. You and I were both undead. Hear me out, will you?
Of course.
Regrettably, I have failed in my mission. But perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my family. Thou who art undead art chosen. In thine exodus from the undead asylum, maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringeth the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know. Well, now you know. And I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this. An Estus flask. An undead favorite. Oh, and this. Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death. So go now, and thank you.
Thank you. New supplies are always appreciated. Let's go. We will open this. So I'm very, very rusty at Dark Souls. I haven't played it in a long time. So it's going to take me a while to get used to the timings and controls and stuff. Not to mention, I was never an amazing Dark Souls player to begin with, to be honest. You know, I would consider myself okay. I can beat the game under a wide variety of specifications, but definitely not a speed runner or anything like that. But this game is definitely, it sounds really dumb, but it's actually shaped a lot of my life and taught me a lot of really valuable things. You know, I used to be very uncalm, impatient, and this game kind of helped me a lot in terms of that. There we go. Took out the asylum demon. You can actually hear footsteps still. In that room. I just like the nice little touches that From Software puts into their games. I've played some of the old Kingsfield games. I really liked Otogi, which is not a very popular game of theirs for the original Xbox. But I absolutely loved it. It's actually the first From Software game I believe I ever played.
Only in the ancient legends it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen. To leave the undead asylum in pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords. Lordran.
Floating shield. Much immersion. Wow. So in terms of the game, I am playing online right now, so that's a thing. I'll probably continue to do so. Let's go with maybe 3 into endurance for now. Not really sure what I'm gonna do build-wise. Probably gonna go quality, because I plan on just kind of messing around, trying out different weapons as I go. I don't plan on really shoehorning myself into anything. Normally, my normal build for PvE, which is what I mainly do, I'm crap at PvP. We are online, so if PvP happens, I'm not gonna, you know, run away from it. I'll fight whoever invades me, but I don't plan on doing invasions myself. That may change. If you do want me to do invasions, by all means, you know, post a comment. I don't really have that big of a following at the moment, so I doubt anybody will, but if you do feel like seeing me do something else, that's all up to you. But normally I go for a strength build with very light armor because I do like fast rolling, so I'll often end up with like a great sword, a great shield, and then pretty much wearing nothing. You know, just very, very light armor, high endurance so that I can fast roll still. Just picking myself up some options here. I will get these just in case we see anything we want to look at in greater detail. And dead. He penetrated my shield there. That was weird. Must have dead angled me or something. Either way, it doesn't much matter. Just a shortcut back to the bonfire. Let's see here. The winged spear requires 2 more dexterity. Of course it does. Okay. What else do I got here? That's it for souls, eh? Alrighty. So I'm just doing my my sort of beginning of run. I do this with pretty much every Dark Souls run that I've ever had. At the very beginning, I just go on a little bit of an item spree, get the things that I need. I'm not gonna go for the composite bow like I did. The bow only challenge that I was doing, what happened is my hard drive actually failed on me. I had finished it, and I just had to edit the videos together. And, yeah, my hard drive just completely broke down on me. So unfortunately I lost all that footage. But in terms of this run, I'm not going to be getting the composite bow off the hop because it's just super unnecessary. And way too annoyingly difficult to get. I am, however, going to go get this Firekeeper soul. Now, normally this is a death. Oh, looks like I might get away. Awesome. It's always nice when you don't have to go down the elevator twice. Now, a lot of people don't really play the first Dark Souls anymore, but I believe that this actually carries forward to Dark Souls 2 and 3. I haven't actually played nearly as much of those as I have Dark Souls 1. But a little trick for when you're running long distances. If you watch here, I'm going to run my stamina entirely out, and then as soon as it comes back to full, I'm going to hit the sprint button again, and you can see that there's a delay there. So when I sprint, I try to keep half an eye on my stamina, and then just as it's about to hit the base, I just let go of the button for a moment, let my stamina regen a bit, and then I hit it again, and it actually takes away that delay, so you don't have to wait. I'm not sure if that is the optimal efficiency, but basically, just when it's about to be fully depleted, I release, and then when it's almost at the top, I hit it again, because there's a slight delay, and then we're good to go. Take that. And let's heal up, too, just in case these drakes happen to wing me. Episode length that I'm aiming for is going to be probably around the half an hour to 45-minute mark. I feel like that's appropriate for a game like this. Oh my god. Oh no. His tail brought me over the edge. Oh, good job, me. Alright. Do I really need to? I mean, I'd like to. Yeah, I'm gonna go get the grass crest still. I thought about just saying fuck it, but I do really favor that shield a lot. I probably overvalue it, to be honest. Which is weird because I don't really particularly treasure the Chloranthy ring. But that's because I generally use the FAP ring, Ring of Favor and Protection. And then I like to use Havels a lot on my normal builds, again because of the strength. the strength weapons with the light armor. But then I could also use, you know, Darkwood Grain Ring, anything like that. So the Chloranthy Ring just doesn't usually come into play for me, because the stamina regeneration's not as useful when you're using the... If I wasn't using the Favor and Protection, then it would be a great auxiliary ring. Ah, I missed the jump. Yeah, when that dragon's awake, that's actually a really good way to avoid him. You don't have to worry at all. Retrieved all 0 of my souls. Yeah, I don't know if it was his tail or his wing, because the tail didn't seem to have collision that time. But, I definitely got hammered off there last time. I don't know what From Software was thinking with that sound effect. That's probably the most abrasive sound effect in the game, is the Drake's Lightning. There we go. Yeah, Dark Souls is really just a nice calming experience for me most of the time. So it's really nice. Alright, that did not work out at all. That was horrific. Come on. There we go. That should work. Yep. I think you can hear the cool misting sounds of Darkroot Forest. I just love, like, I don't think there's many things about this game, honestly, that I don't just absolutely adore. I could gush on throughout the entirety of this playthrough about how much I love this game. I'll try not to, you know, just for the sake of my viewership, but what little viewership I have, I'd like to maintain. And I have been getting a few views on my videos, and I definitely appreciate that. You know, the idea that other people would want to watch me play video games is still extremely foreign to me, but I really I'm just enjoying the process of creating right now, which is really nice. So to everybody who is watching and tuning in, I definitely thank you for it. It's a pleasure, honestly, to bring you this content for me. And the fact, if there are people out there who are enjoying it, that just brings me a lot of satisfaction. So that's about as heartfelt as I'm going to get. Nope. I don't want your hugs. I know I was being touchy-feely. I don't want your tree hugs. Bastard. God, what a hippie, right? That was a pretty sudden change in ambience. Just completely different sounds here. There we go, and do these, and then I'm gonna put 2 into Dex here. And what else do we got? Let's do 16 Dex, 14 Strength, and we will pump the rest into Endurance. Let's see this thing's moveset. Yeah, not bad. Seems pretty standard. Oh, that's no good. Take off the gloves, I guess. And what's the running? R1, okay. So, seemingly no horizontals? No. No horizontal attacks that I can see. Nope. Alrighty. Cool. So let's talk to him.
Well, you must be a new arrival. I'm Andre, the restorer. If you require something, then speak to me.
Alrighty, Andre Vestora. I'm Zayden of Canada. And that's pretty much all we can do right now.
Be careful out there.
Which weapon is actually stronger? Okay, so this is a little bit stronger. Held the button a little too long there on the running. Oh, eat it. Alrighty, let's get this guy out here, get a Titanite shard. I don't like fighting him in here just because I move around a lot and don't like aggroing the channeler. Let's see if I can still parry. You gonna heal? Nope. Well, looks like I got my parry timings on him still. I was testing out the audio just before recording this, making sure the game audio was balanced with my mic, and I was trying to parry the guys just on the way up to the aqueduct to get into the undead burg, and that was just horrific. I was trying to parry them, getting hit every time. I thought that I had lost it all. Alrighty. Sneaky beaky like. Wow, can't break his guard with this, eh? Okay. Have faith. Oof. Who is walking? Oh shit. And I hear another guy, too. That isn't the only one walking. How much does that take? Can I use this? 16 strength. No, I cannot. grab that basement key. Wonder if it's just my own footsteps leading me astray. But it sounds like something with heavier armor than what I'm wearing. Grab this while I'm up here. There we go. Hi.
Hello there. I believe we are not acquainted. I am Petrus of Thurland. Have you business with us? If not, I'd prefer to keep a distance, if possible.
Well, kind of twatty, but okay.
Hello there. I realize that I have requested that we retain our distance, but I also want you to know that it is not meant in ill will. Here, take this, as a token of peace. No, go ahead. It's for you.
Ooh, a shiny penny.
Oh my, you again. Oh, I know. How about this? I have to await my companions here anyway. So what if I were to teach you some miracles? Would that please you?
Sure.
Very well. Then first, a covenant with the gods.
Yeah, why not?
Now let me share my miracles. Only their ultimate effectiveness will be determined by your efforts and your faith. My companions are Milady and her young knights. She is young, but burdened by an undead mission. We are her defenses, to keep her from harm. An undead mission? Regrettably, I cannot share that with you. But you are my pupil. Perhaps if you show your faith.
Yeah, why not?
Very well. I can surely tell you, of all people, undead clerics are given a mission to seek kindling. Kindling is the art of feeding bonfires with humanity. Through kindling, we shall one day be granted magnificent powers.
Magnificent powers, eh? By burning your humanity up. That's interesting. Okay.
Come again. The effectiveness of the teachings depend upon your faith.
Right. Just slam that soul back there. Can't level up quite yet, eh? Go, reinforce that.
Well, what do we have here? You must be a new arrival.
People keep saying
Let
that.
me guess. Fate of the undead, right? Well, you're not the first. But there's no salvation here. You'd have done better to rot in the undead asylum. But too late now. Well, since you're here, let me help you out. There are, actually, 2 bells of awakening. One's up above in the undead church. The other is far, far below, in the ruins at the base of Blight Town. Ring them both, and something happened. Brilliant, right? Not much to go on. But I have a feeling that won't stop you. So, off you go. It is why you came, isn't it? To this accursed land of the undead?
So the first time I ever played this game, I attacked him. I was like, maybe I can steal his armor or something. So I attacked him. And I didn't know that enemies in this game don't de-aggro from you. And I couldn't kill him. So I actually had to start the entire game over again. All because of Crestfallen.
Ah, your face. You're practically hollow. But who knows? Going hollow could solve quite a bit. What? Restoring your humanity? Well, there are a few ways to go about it. Collected bit by bit from corpses. Or you can butter up a cleric and get yourself summoned. And the quickest way, although I never do it, is to kill a healthy undead and pillage its humanity. Coveting thy neighbor is only human, after all. What are you looking at? Don't try anything clever. You might regret it.
Regret it, I did.
What? You want to hear more? Oh, that's all we need. Another inquisitive soul. Well, listen carefully then. One of the bells is up above in the undead church, but the lift is broken.
Yeah, I fixed that.
You'll have to climb the stairs up the ruins and access the undead burg through the waterway. The other bell is back down below the undead burg, within the plague-infested blight town. But I die again before I step foot in that cesspool.
Fair enough. Alright, well, that will conclude our first session of Dark Souls 1 here. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please click the like button, and we will see you next time.